Today we tackle bullies, what you do with these when you're trying to have a relationship, and we have a special little guest.
With your mommy.
Joe?
Be a good girl.
Honey, it's not a modeling contest.
Yeah, but she can't have, you gotta see her face. You gotta see her face. There. I like how I kind of worked my way over. I'm not in the corner anymore.
You need to get, she needs to get over there. Huh? Here, you sit on the chair.
So,
Hey, get.
Ew.
Episode 3. I'm excited.
Bum, bum,
Bum, bum, bum. This is,
so good.
yeah, I know.
Down.
It is. 3 down. Hundreds to go.
Oh, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Thousands to go. So I'm excited for all of you that have watched. If you're new to the show, remember, send a tweet, Wake Up with Wes, use this hashtag, and send in your questions. Anything and everything. If you want to send us a video, as I've said before, email Ivan.
Boy, have you lost your mind, because I'll help you find it.
No, I'm just kidding. We actually have an email now for it. It's WUWW at Wesley D. Chapman. So WUWW at Wesley D. Chapman if you want to send a video question in. So, you ready?
She's walking around. I think we can hear her. Okay, so this is a tweet from Justin, and he says, what's the best way that we can show up for each other in our most immediate relationships, connections, and combos?
That's a great question. I think the simple answer is listen. The way we can show other people that we actually care is simply by listening to them. And listening doesn't mean listening to reply, it means listening to understand. So if you're trying to show up for somebody, really be in that moment with them. And a way that you can show somebody you're listening is just reply with feedback based on their conversation. So it's a great question, but I think the simplicity of it is if you want to really be there for other people, is listen to them and make sure they've been heard by regurgitating some of the things they've said to you.
And I think there's a lot of...
You have a corner, and we're just going to have you...
No, but
stay,
okay.
The camera moves to you. You stay in the corner.
So I think, now I lost my whole smart comment that I was gonna say. There's a lot of talking in today's world, a lot of talking, and a lot of people will talk and then people will react to react.
I may have said that. I may have said that you need to listen to understand.
I'm not on today. None of this is going on. I'm saying that a lot of times people listen. What do we always say? They listen to react. They listen to...
Yeah, they listen to defend or
whatever, but they don't listen to listen. So anyways, we're cutting this whole start part out. Good job. Good answer. Okay, next question.
I'm not having fun walking up these stupid steps.
No, we're keeping that all in there.
No, we're not.
All of it stays in.
No, we're not. That was just... I'm done. I quit. Okay, the next one is a video.
Hey Wes, my name's Gina. I'm a mom of 3 girls, and I need some advice from you regarding what to do with one of my youngest daughter's friends that has spent quite a bit of time at our house, and she's usually a pleasant little girl, but the more time we spend with her, I'm seeing some signs of control, she puts stipulations on the friendship if things aren't done her way. She uses bullying techniques to control my daughter, and she tells my daughter, well, if you do this, then this. And it's escalated over the past weekend, and now she's telling my daughter if there's any more parental involvement, she's not going to be her friend anymore. And she's part of a group of friends that my daughter loves being a part of, and my daughter's fear now is that this little girl is going to be able to turn the other children on her, and she's going to be the one left out. So Wes, if you can help me with that, I'd really appreciate it.
Okay, so great question. Also, your ring is holy cow.
Amazing.
It's yeah. But anyway, and great background. So here's the deal. Parenting, our children are bombarded with so many messages on a daily basis. And as parents, we want to protect them. I mean, I have 2 children and I constantly want to be, putting them in a bubble because I want to be able to guide and direct them through life. But we have to realize that that's just not the world we live in anymore. These kids can grab this phone and get more information in 20 seconds than most of us could get in 10 years. So it's a different world, and that's the first thing that I want to preface my answer with. And so what I would strongly recommend you doing is, in this situation, your gut instinct is to protect your daughter. Your gut instinct is to react to say, hey, you can't play with this friend anymore. You have to do it this way, this way, this way. The problem with that is that your daughter has too many options, and they need to hear the truth from you. Why is this child being, a problem, or why is this child being this way? Really be honest with your daughter and allow her to make the decision, because ultimately, you don't want to see your daughter fail. I think that's what it really comes down to. You don't want to see her get hurt. You don't want to see her go through pain, but that's what creates growth. That's what creates maturity. And right now in the world that we live in, unfortunately, you've just got to sit down with your daughter and be incredibly honest with her and incredibly real with her and have that conversation and allow her to fail, quote unquote, or fall. Or she may surprise you and she goes to that friend and says, hey, you know what? I love your friendship. I love the friends we hang out with. And I know you might take this to the next level, but you know what? I just am not going to be treated this way. And that is going to create a framework in your daughter's life that she carries through high school, that she carries through college, that she carries into relationships, and it's going to build her confidence. It's going to build her self-worth. You coming in and saving her is just going to backfire on you. So I strongly recommend having a real and open conversation with her and then letting her make the decision.
Nice. I love that. Really, really good. I love it. I love it. Okay, so the next one is a tweet from Jeff. And he says, how do you manage it all? Social, family, work, etc.
It's interesting. Whenever you're hustling, right? And I think we've seen a lot of these questions actually come in, is that whenever you're hustling, it seriously looks like there's so much going on that how do you keep up with it all, right? Like how do we keep all the content going out? How do I balance being a father? How do I balance being with Jody? How do I balance, working with a human project? There are so many different aspects of things that are going on in my life, but the reality is that we're all in on everything. So for example, filming this show, every morning we film this show. We have a set time, we film it, we knock it out in 20, 30 minutes. Ivan does the editing. Every morning, Ivan and I go out, we do the walk with Wes, he does the editing. So everything has its place. All of our social media, everything's organized, everything is put into a place and a position where we're focused on that. And then we go into the family. And so, for example, tonight, Jody and I are going on a date. We're gonna go see Trolls, right? We're gonna go see that.
I wanna see Trolls. He wants to see Doctor Strange, so we'll see who wins.
I wonder which one.
I don't know.
Right.
Away, that science fiction movie.
Oh, didn't even know. What is that?
Me either. What is that?
Blank face.
Cool.
Cool,
So,
yeah.
Trolls.
Trolls, Ivan.
You are driving me nuts.
We're gonna go see Trolls. But tonight we're gonna go on a date. And so it's all just, for me, it's about going all in and focusing on those moments and controlling that all in. So for example, right now my phone's on airplane mode, nothing's gonna disturb it, the laptops, everything is shut off because we're focused on the show. When we go on the date, the same thing will happen. When I'm in a meeting, the same things happen. So how I balance it personally is just going all in on whatever's right in front of me and making that happen. And again, everyone has a different philosophy around hustle. I try to look and compartmentalize everything. And sometimes it requires, the other day, I flew to New York, left in the middle of the night here in LA, left in the middle of the night in New York. It was a red-eye flight. And, I think I had 11, 12 meetings packed into that time and phone calls and all these different things. I was completely 100% focused. I don't even think you and I talked on the phone until, I was at the airport flying home. So it's just a matter for me of going all in on those moments. That's how I balance it.
And that's so great too, because so many times, like, we've struggled with this of having way too much on our plate and trying to please way too many things, way too many people. And so you end up just doing a half-assed job with every single thing instead of doing like a killer job, giving 100% to everything else. So you're exactly right. I like that you said to focus on the one thing and Kill it.
Can you say that one more time? I'm exactly, what was the word you used?
Next question.
Why are boys such jerks?
I'll never.
Ivan, can you
Ivan will just like
rewind?
So you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
On to the next question.
Next question. Okay. So this is a tweet from Ashley, and she says, "Can you explain to me what this statement means?" Then Wes's quote, whatever. "They don't know the ash this phoenix crawled out of, and little do they know their fire does not burn me. It ignites my flame."
This is one of my favorite quotes, and it really comes back to, I guess you could say, haters or doubters or individuals that put you down. Listen, I've had a really tumultuous life.
I had a bad experience.
Right? So many different aspects have happened, not just in my childhood, but my entrepreneurial journey, my relationships. There's been so many different things that happen, and it's kind of cute, I'll use that word, when somebody makes a comment and says, "You're an idiot," or "I hate your content," or "You're a babbling buffoon," or anything like that. It's funny to me because I look at where I have personally come from and what I have overcome, and the ash that I've literally crawled out of to create who I am today. And that is something that a lot of people may take in one direction and say, "Oh, that's chauvinistic," or "You're being, whatever." But the reality is that I'm confident in who I am, and I've gone and I've paid my dues, and they continually happen. There are big things that continually happen. I mean, Jody and I just lost a brother. Her brother passed away a few months ago, and he was an amazing individual in our lives. That was a real challenging thing that we went through, and we both rose above it. Obviously, Jody had different challenges than I did, but we both rose above that. And so when I look at haters and I look at social media comments and all the garbage that happens behind, people that think they're really cool with their powerful keyboards, it's just this quote, I always come back to it. That stuff literally ignites my flame because I put things into perspective. Look where I've come from. So what I challenge everyone is when somebody says something about you or says something that you know is not true, really dig deep and understand who you are and remember what journey you have taken and where you are standing, and use those kind of comments to just reinforce that you've been through real things, you've accomplished real things, you've overcome real things, and you're a phoenix. And the ash you've crawled out of, people may not understand that. And let those comments and those ignorant things that are said online or said from haters, let that be fuel to your rocket. Let that be fuel to your fire, and go out there and prove yourself right. So that's one of my favorite quotes. Boom.
Nailed it. We actually just got our first hater on the show.
We did, actually.
We did.
Thank you.
So
I actually listen. One of my friends, Gary Vaynerchuk, has a quote that your comments are his oxygen, right? I love comments. I love interacting with you. I love hearing your opinion. I love to just, see what other people say. And I actually like it when somebody is, in a negative space, like they called us an idiot, I believe, because it's really all capitalized.
Idiots.
Because you took the time to digest some content, and now whether you like it or not, we're imprinted into your life. We're imprinted into your subconscious. I love that. Anytime anyone takes a moment to write a comment means they've actually taken time to listen to your content. So whether it's a positive or a negative, it just proves one thing: you're listening. So I love it. I think it's awesome.
I thought it was kind of funny because I really do think that we are kind of idiots.
Is this chicken what I have, or is this fish? I know it's tuna, but it says chicken by the sea.
And so I think it was like, oh, that's cool. Like,
wow.
It wasn't anything that I was like gonna cry about. It was just like, I kind of like this person. Maybe I'll friend request him. I don't know.
I don't think you're an idiot. So, but rude. But the thing is that no, and I was just actually going to say that if a hater says something that might be true, like Jody has lipstick on her teeth, like if a hater says something that might be true, see, now she's checking, we have to actually like do a little self-analysis and say, is that maybe something I can work on? But listen, at the same time, as I've said in the past shows, we spend way too much time focused on what we're not good at and not enough time focused on what we are good at. So I would also say do it in balance, everything in balance.
Like, I'm really good at getting lipstick on my teeth.
You are, so continue to do that. We should make out after this episode.
Oh, no way.
All right, so
On to the next question.
That's it. That's all. That's
all.
the episode.
That's the episode.
That's the last question.
Hey, thanks for your questions. I
I'm
love
so
it.
scared that we're gonna take it out right now.
Thank you for your questions. Absolutely love it. If you want to send in a question, remember, tweet us with the hashtag WakeUpWithWes. It's been an amazing show as always, and remember, you keep asking questions and I'll keep tackling them. Have a great day, everybody.